Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7. And for this video, I will be talking about the possibility of us seeing Red Death in the show, possibly during Flash Season 7, but also in the future of the show as well. So maybe Season 8, Season 9, and if we do get a Season 10, then maybe Season 10 as well. So obviously way back during the Flash Season 5 episode 12 titled Memorabilia, one thing we saw was like a young Nora West Allen walking across the Flash Museum, basically exploring the place, and then she comes across this news channel talking about how many people Cicada has killed. Now through Captain Singh we find out that Cicada has killed more people than Zoom or even Red Death, pretty much confirming the fact that Red Death is in our Arrowverse timeline at some point. We don't exactly know when, but he is in the Arrowverse. That's what we know for sure, as Captain Singh has already confirmed it by basically name dropping him. So Cicada killed more people than Zoom or even Red Death. And counting the Flash Season 7, it's been 2 seasons since we last got that reference. And people started wondering, where is Red Death? Will we ever see him appear on the show? Will we see him in the Flash Season 7? Will he even be a main villain for the seasons to come? So I thought of doing this video for you guys to basically cover what I think in regards to Red Death appearing in the show, but also I'll give you guys like a quick origin story of Red Death in the comics as well. And as I said, I'll give you guys my thoughts in regards to Red Death appearing as well. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. And also make sure to follow me on Twitter if you guys want to see my thoughts on like other Arrowverse stuff which I don't do videos on. So Batwoman, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl. But also outside the Arrowverse as well, you could see my thoughts on stuff such as like the DCEU, for example, Marvel Cinematic Universe, and even Star Wars, where I post like Mandalorian stuff and things like that as well. So all of my thoughts in regards to all of those will be shared on my Twitter. Not only that, it would just be greatly appreciated if you guys could just drop a follow as well. I will link my Twitter page in the description down below. So I will start off this video by giving you guys like a quick origin story on who Red Death is, for those who obviously don't know about this character. And then after that, I will give you guys my like theories and speculations in regards to what we could see with this character. So Red Death is from the dark metal multiverse from Earth -52, where Batman is thinking of ways to prevent crimes from happening with more power. So basically he believes what he has, it just isn't enough. And obviously us fans know that that is total BS, because Batman could literally take down whoever he wants. He is Batman after all, probably like the most badass superhero of all. But in this Earth, Batman believes that what he has, it just isn't enough. He needs more power. He needs to find better and faster ways into dealing with criminals. So this leads to Batman believing that he could take on the Flash, and he obviously does. But he thinks of that because he could use the Speed Force better than how Barry would. That's what he believes. And he wants to find a way to prevent crimes faster. So taking the Flash's abilities was the answer he was looking for. So this obviously leads to Batman tracking down the rogues gallery of the Flash, and then he obviously finds them and takes them out all one by one. And what he actually does is that he takes those weapons of the rogues and he actually uses them against the Scarlet Speedster when they eventually face off. So the Batman and the Flash obviously face off each other. So Batman then obviously takes out the Flash by using the rogues gallery's weapons, and then he ties the Flash onto his Batmobile and then he drives straight into the Speed Force, because obviously the Flash is strapped over there. So they basically enter the Speed Force. However, something goes wrong. Once Batman enters the Speed Force, we have the Flash and Batman merging into one another, eventually becoming the Speedster known as Red Death. So it's kind of like a firestorm thing in a way. So basically Bruce Wayne has full control over the body and Barry Allen is basically in his head. So he obviously has the Speed Force, but it becomes more corrupt due to what he's done, and he has more abilities as well. So he has something such as like aging people, whoever he touches or just approaches near him in general. So you could age them by like years. so pretty much he just becomes a full-on villain. But then Red Death goes into Earth Prime to face off our Barry Allen, in which obviously our Flash ends up winning a while later. Now, do I think we will see this version of Red Death in the show? Absolutely not. There is no way we will ever see a Bruce Wayne version of Red Death coming to the show due to restrictions with the character of Batman and stuff like that. However, since the show isn't allowed to use Batman, what's to say that they can't put their own spin and make their own version of this speedster, possibly even during the Flash season 7, so sooner than most of you guys would probably expect. And you guys would have heard me mention this theory a couple of times, and I think if the show was to do Red Death, this would be how they do it, because it makes so much sense the more you think about it, and it does technically make sense calling this character Red Death. So we know in the original ending for the Flash season 6, we were obviously supposed to have a Reverse Flash cliffhanger, in which is now going to have to play a part in the Flash season 7. But we don't exactly know when in the season we'll see that cliffhanger play a role, since it'll be so random having a cliffhanger for the 3rd episode of this season. So maybe they will like save it for like the mid-season finale or something like that. They'll make it a cliffhanger maybe. But another story arc that's left on hold is the long game for Ramsey Rosso, aka Bloodwork. And from Flash set photos, we do know that Bloodwork was on set for the Flash season 7 episode 4, because on set we saw like a big massive CGI dummy, and it is the exact same model that they used for the massive Bloodwork back in the Flash season 6 episode 8. So we do know for sure that these two characters will be appearing sometime around the Flash season 7. So what I think could possibly happen is that while Thawne is seeking for like a new host for a body, he encounters Bloodwork, and due to both their hatred for like Team Flash or something like that, Thawne takes over the body of Ramsey Rosso. But while Thawne tries to get his like Speed Force back from this new body, the Speed Force will become more corrupt as ever, since Ramsey's blood is obviously different now. He's basically become Bloodwork, so we will have that like different type of blood on the Reverse Flash, and it will be in his system alongside the Speed Force. So when the two merge, Thawne will eventually have Bloodwork's powers and the Speed Force as well. So kind of like a negative Flash thing in the way that we had during the Flash season 6 episode 7, but Reverse Flash style, if you guys know what I mean. So if the show was to do Red Death, this would be how they do it. So basically a negative Flash, Reverse Flash in a way. Now yes, I know this theory could be a bit far-fetched, but I just think it would be such a missed opportunity if they don't do this. I think this would be like a perfect time to bring in Red Death if they would ever bring in the character. So we then have Red Death facing off our Scarlet Speedster, and obviously this version of Red Death would be way more overpowered than a regular speedster like Barry Allen, because not only is he a speedster but also has Bloodwork's abilities as well. So that would just be really sick to see it. So in regards to seeing a version of Red Death outside of Batman for the Flash season 7, it's very likely to happen if they do something along the lines of what I just talked about. But in regards to a version of Red Death appearing soon for the show, I do think we could see that happen as well, but definitely not a Bruce Wayne version of Red Death. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.